Yes, it's not an easy portrait, I must admit, because it does have lots of shadows. Yes, and it's not very clear the light and dark. It's a soft portrait. So what I will start and what I'll do with this is basically to first of all put her here, and she's tilted, isn't she? She's tilted to her left. Huh? Do you need the light? Do you need that? There's no need for the main light, no? Okay. So it's basically, it's this one. It's a tilted head, an axis, which is basically an invisible line which goes something like that, in between here. Yes, that's what I'm trying to, and by not doing with a line like that, I'm giving a bit of a darker or basically a wider line like this. So it gives me a scope, so I don't have to focus on one line. And plus you have hair and the face coming like this, merged here. So it's a very soft portrait. That's basically the, and that's why I'm keeping it with very, very not too dark of shadows. Then you have the hair coming through. Then that is a light area of her face here, and then it's hard to see. Yeah, there are not strong shadows, not, except this one's here. So it's this one, which is on the eye, dark shadow. You've got the hair here, the hair which is very, very close to the edge of the frame. That is very close to that side, so it's much closer here. You see, even the frame that the photographer did that picture is basically, she's looking to her left, and there's more space to the left. Is what we say always. When the portrait looks at one direction, just give more space to that direction where the portrait looks at. So then you have hair here, hair, and this is right, a vertical line right from the, well, that defines the neck and the hair and the neck here. There. Nose somewhere here. Dark, again, dark shadow. Lips somewhere here. So like a ghostly, totally ghostly image at this stage. I'm still looking and where to define features slowly. So there, a bit more of a, and darker. That's too elongated for me. She's a lot wider. So here, just give her more of that side, basically, of the cheek. There, hairline, here, hair here, hair coming on that side, and a middle tone, a shadow which is a middle tone here, there, and a shadow this side, which is basically defines her other side of her face. I know it looks a little bit strange at this moment. Cut it here, that defines more of her hair. And a smile here. And then you have the cheek, chin. Okay, I'll give it a darker shadow. That is, I know.
Now rub it all off.
And I'll rub it all off now. Yeah. Well, before I rub it all off, I'll make sure that I've got the lines correctly, at least the hairline. So the outline, basically, the outline. Here, okay, you have the hair. Here. That's the line for the side of her face. chin drops right down here. And you have a jaw, neck. So trying to get, don't know what that is, why that comes from there. Very strange.
Violet's dropped.
Yeah, very strange phenomena there.
Frightening at the moment.
She does look threatening.
She is. Have you seen, it's a movie, The Grudge, a Japanese movie, have you seen that?
Sounds
A
awful.
girl with long hair and then she starts moving. She was a bit like a ghost. So it looks a bit like her now. It's a, well, that's why I was saying a ghostly image. Here, there you have it. And trying to get those soft shadows everywhere. And this highlight here. Highlight here. And now, with all these darks I have, probably I don't have to do much. I just have to do a line here, which is for the eyelid. A rounded bit for the eye, and then look, with your fingers, lift your darks, see? Here, white of the eye, slightly darker eye, slightly darker, and then here the tear duct, the nose here, nose on that side, on the other side of it. So the nose basically will be, what defines the nose, it's not actually the tonal value, it's this highlight. You notice this one here? It's this one. That's how you place the nose where it needs to be. See? And then you have the cheek, which is just very, very close to the nose. So it's that highlight here. Another highlight there. And that dark is very, very sharp on me, so I need to soften this like that. And a highlight of the eye here. And before I do anything, do the eye on that side. First of all, this eye is lower than the upper, than that side. So her right eye lower than the left eye because she's tilting. So we've got the tilt, we've got that line here, and then the eye itself here. But then what you need to do is to don't use the putty rubber, because the putty rubber, I've used it here where the main light is. Here you just adjust it with your fingers. Look. This way. A bit of that mysterious light, I'm getting rid of that. Don't know how it came there. And the nose looks short. So the nose, yes, the nose should come, yeah, I've just noticed the nose is quite high up. So I need to move it down, push it down, the nose, push it down here. Look. And so she does have, feels longer the nose on her than what I've done here. And here, highlight and the middle tonal value here. Look. See on the forehead, and the nose lower here, low down here, and probably I think that she's a bit too elongated here, so I need to come and move that, push that face a little bit further up, and the neck, vertical line from the eye, so the neck should be way wider than what I've done here, much wider. There. And a darker shadow which connects with the neck here. She's looking like an Avatar movie. You seen that movie? strange face. But okay, well I'm trying at least. So.
That's what we say.
I'm trying to make it work. Okay, you got here in the middle. And the chin.
The thing is, you will make it work.
Well,
I was
it's
just
hard. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but it's hard also because again, we need to be like that. So again, it's the same issue. I need to move, but then obviously I cannot do that. And then a little bit lighter here on the cheek. hair. Now the hair, you have the light coming through, coming from the back. So that area is supposed to be quite light because you have the light coming from the back. And the hair here is way under, so the hair, flick of hair is right here. And the cheek a bit more wider here, wider there, and darker on the neck here. And elongate that, make the neck a lot longer like this. Gives her the neck that she needs there, a long neck, and then you have a vertical line from the eye, or right at the eye, right at the neck here. And lighter. Then you have the highlight of the lower lip. Then you have the chin and some highlights from this side. That will help. Yeah, there. And slowly we'll go to the mouth. First of all, let's sort this out. A lighter tone. And then lighter here. And then keep those areas soft. Keep that soft as well. And then now the mouth is quite large. Obviously she's got a smile as well. So you have that line here. You have upper lips which are fleshier. And then you have that lip which is right under this eye here. So that eye, and then you have this one here. And the lower lip here. You don't need to work on the middle of the lower lip, you just work on the shadow, this area. And that defines the lip. And also you have the end of the nose, which is, I've highlighted here. It's not as dark as that, obviously, but I've just done it for us. You can always come back and fix it, look. And highlight here. The nose has gone too low.
Has it?
Yeah, maybe a little bit too low. So bring that up. That defines it a lot less. Then less definition here. And wider on this side. Wider cheek. There. Give that roundness of the face. There. And all these areas, well, those very, very dark, I want to emphasize the bag under the eye because it is a bit darker, I must admit, but it's not that dark. And then eyebrow, and then the eyebrow here, which is at the same horizontal line as the top of that. So eyebrow here. Yeah. Eyebrow on that side. Emphasize the eyebrow on that side as well. And the highlight right here between the upper eyelid and the eyebrow there. And obviously a little bit more, she's kind of a brunette, isn't she? So the hair is not too dark. And then you have the flick of the hair right here, right there, and there. And this shadow of the hair here. Shadow of the hair on the. So basically, that's the structure that I would work on. Now, what it needs fixing off the eye, making the eye smaller, making the nose probably less elongated at what I've done here, and with the putty rubber you can another thing you can do, spray it, because if I use that putty rubber now here, it will take a lot of light, it will take a lot of, it will bring too much highlights. So spray, just a quick spray, that will, most of it will stay there, and you can use the putty rubber, look, to highlight this, look, like that. Again, I'm using the putty rubber very lightly, but if you're not able to use it as lightly as that, because obviously sometimes you push a little bit more, then the solution is to spray it. Right, look. So I'm barely touching it with the putty, look. And that brings the highlights. Well, look, another highlight here on the, first of all, that needs to come. So, yeah, the forehead needs to be a little bit more squarish here. So, you see, going like that, then you can see it. And it's, yeah, she's wider here, at least on the forehead. So, look. Highlights here. Maybe a bit brighter. And then you have the hair highlight, look. And then hairline. She's not as bright on the hair, but first of all, she's got more skull here, so let's give her a little bit more of that, look. And you can push it right at the top of the frame of the paper, basically, where the drawing pad stops there. Even more hair like this. But soft. And then light here, like there, and a brunette here, hair, and a little bit darker. Okay, and darker here. And look. How about that? It's not finished, obviously, it needs a lot more work, but now it's just tweaking the eyes, making for instance, look, this pupil, bring it more to the left, so she looks more towards us. Bring not the pupil, the iris, bring the pupil more to the left, make the eye a little bit more visible, but then again, it needs to be visible within the parameters of the shadows that we have here. No? Don't forget, she is in the shadow. So the eye is not perfectly defined, yes? Because you have that shadow here, and then you have that, and then you have shadow of the hair under the eye, there we are, and highlight on the, here, she's smiling. Look, just by pushing with highlight, this makes her smile come straight away. Is that a smile or not? Well, kind of. Then you have the nose there. And this is important, very important, this highlight, which is right under the highlight of the nose, here, lip, and then chin again. See, it's just tweaking here and there and everywhere, and then getting it here, there, and everywhere, yeah. And getting her to look more like her. That's basically for the likeness. But the structure is there, it's finished. You're just adjusting now the eyes. Huh? Thank you.
Nothing, doesn't it?
But you see how it started?
Yeah.
It was like a big.
We haven't got the
Yeah, but that's why we're here. That's why we.
Yeah.
You need to see something like that to make the, okay. Well, I can do the same. I can start at the same, basically method. Just a ghostly image, a totally ghostly image. Don't focus on. And first of all, everything is just soft there because the light is behind her, so everything is soft and not defined. So if you start like this, then with your hands and with your, actually you can use brushes as well. They should be okay.